Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick. Today I'm talking about the protective sleeves that I use in my record collection and whether or not they're even necessary. There's a bunch of links down below. Make sure you check them out. There's links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group, for the merch page, for the Spotify and Apple Music playlist I put together every week, and the Patreon page. Make sure you go check all that out. Of course, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. I guess I should preface this entire conversation by saying that I'm not sponsored by any of the brands I talk about today. This is all stuff I've gone through just trial and error, trying to find different, using different companies, different products, and I finally come down to a couple of different products that I think are the best ones on the market. And before I get into the sleeves that I use in my collection, I want to discuss just record sleeves in general and whether or not they're even all that necessary. So growing up in the 80s, I can say that I don't know anyone that had sleeves on their records, and if you go back and look at a lot of older pressings, whether it's like 60s, 70s, or even 80s pressings, a lot of times there's wear to the outer jacket. And that's why I said if you're gonna pick, if you come down to either having a good inner sleeve or a good outer sleeve, I would say the good inner sleeve is more important than an outer sleeve. You don't need to have an outer sleeve on your jackets. Yes, you'll get some wear sliding them in and out of your collection, but I think a good inner sleeve is more important because you're actually protecting the record itself, which is, why we buy records. You don't listen to the jacket, you listen to the record itself. And while good anti-static inner sleeves have been around for a long time, I think good outer sleeves is something that's a little bit more, it's newer in I think, vinyl record collecting. Over the last, I'd say 8 to 10 years, I'm seeing more and more of an emphasis on really protecting the outer sleeve, especially when you look at the price of records nowadays. You're spending, $35 plus on an album. You don't want to keep it nice and pristine looking. Like I previously said, if you're only gonna worry about one over the other, I think a good inner sleeve is a little more important than an outer sleeve. And inner sleeves, there's a ton of them on the market. A lot of them are like the rice paper sleeves, which that's generally what I use for a lot of my collection. So I use these. I get these from Square Deal Recordings and Supplies. You can go on Amazon and pick up, 100 pack of these for like $25, which I think is a really good price. Yeah, you can go on. There's other places. You can get MoFi sleeves for right around the same price, maybe a little bit more. And I think the MoFi sleeves are a little bit thicker. These are just your standard 2mm anti-static sleeves, which you can get them anywhere. They're on Amazon. There's a bunch of different companies on Amazon that have them. MoFi has them. Vinyl Storage Solutions have them. They're all kind of branded differently, but they're basically the same thing. Some of them are a little thicker than the other ones. Some of them are actually pretty cheap. So you can actually, if you're going to get them on Amazon, I always recommend going over the reviews and looking for the thickness. I think like 2mm is probably the thinnest I would go with an interior or inner anti-static sleeve. So when it comes to the inner sleeves that I use in my record collection, I use two different kinds. I'll use these rice paper sleeves that, like I said, I get these from Square Deal. They're on Amazon for $25 or so. I will say that if they're sold out on Amazon and you actually go to Square Deal's website to buy them, they're a little bit more expensive on there. And if there are like $30+, you can generally find them cheaper. Another brand cheaper somewhere else. I think Vinyl Storage Solutions has a pretty similar thing, and you can typically get them for, I want to say $30 for 100 pack of them on there. So definitely look around if you're getting them for more than like $25. So I use these for when it comes to like black albums, because I use dual pocket outer sleeves, which I'll talk about here in a couple minutes. But this is what I use for black albums. I think the white background kind of showcases the black a little bit better than what I use from other sleeves. I use these crystal clear inner sleeves. I get these from Vinyl Storage Solutions. I use these for all my colored albums because when you flip over an album, I don't know if I've got a colored album sitting here, but if you flip over the sleeve, you can always see them on the backside. So I think with the crystal clear sleeve, it doesn't have the writing on there. You're able to see it a little bit better. Actually, these are the ones I got here. These are the Vinyl Storage Solutions sleeves. You can see it's got the VSS writing on there. So I think they're the new sleeves that they sell on their website now. There's no writing on there. So if you don't like the writing, that are on pretty much all the sleeves, if you go to Vinyl Storage Solutions, I'll put a link down below. Their new sleeves don't have any writing on them. I will say that just as long as you're getting a decent thickness on these rice paper sleeves, you're getting good product. I will say though, if you're looking for a clear sleeve, I've gone through a ton of these, and there are companies out there that make similar products. And I bought some sleeves a while back that were they were clear-ish, but they were a little frosted. But I ended up pulling the records out, and I kept getting this. There's almost like a film on the album that I would have to clean off. So be kind of wary of where you're getting the sleeves from. Make sure you're doing your due diligence and reading reviews, and make sure you're getting a good product for your records. So the question that I get asked the most are what kind of outer sleeves I use on my record collection. I've used a bunch over the years. For the longest time, I was using just those standard, jacket sleeves that you could buy from any record store. You just open on top, you just drop your record in. But I didn't like the way that they looked on the albums. The jackets weren't, the albums weren't tight enough in the jacket. There was a lot of sliding around in there. And I kind of worried that I would eventually have some wear to the outer jacket because the sleeves weren't protecting it as well as I wanted it to. So I think it was about 4 years ago that I switched to only using the jackets from Vinyl Storage Solutions. I think they are hands down the best outer jackets on the market. You can definitely find cheaper options out there, but I think if you're wanting to protect your albums, their sleeves are hands down the best ones out there. So they used to have two different versions of their outer sleeves. So I use the dual pocket sleeves because I like having the albums on the outside of the jacket itself. So for the longest time, they sold a 2mm version and a 4mm version. I went the little cheaper route and went the 2mm version. But as you can see, there's a lot of play on that sleeve. So it doesn't really fit the album jackets as well as I wanted to. And that's why I ended up switching to the 4mm. I don't even think they offer the 2mm on their website. And as you can see with this copy of The Dark Side of the Moon, I mean, it fits in there snug. There's no play in that jacket, and it really holds the album in there. So I think with that 4mm jacket, you're getting a better fit, better protection for your album. I'll also say that the sleeves from Vinyl Storage Solutions come in multiple sizes. So if you've got an album that's bigger, a trifold, I know a lot of those like Analog Productions albums have a bigger sleeve on them, so they won't fit in a standard 12-inch sleeve. There are other options. They have a 12-inch, which is the standard sleeve. They also have a 12 3/4 and a 13-inch sleeve. This is the 13-inch sleeve. This is the deluxe edition of $1 Billion Babies. You can see it's a little bit big on there, but you're not going to get this album to fit in a standard 12-inch sleeve. It's just not going to happen. Actually, this one I tried to get this to fit in the 12 3/4-inch sleeve, and it was just a little too snug, so I had to use the 13-inch sleeve on there. But it's nice to have multiple options, and even with the bigger sleeve, there's still a really nice presentation to the album. So I definitely highly recommend using those dual pocket sleeves from Vinyl Storage Solutions. There are a couple of different options with them, though. The ones I use are the resealable ones. I will say that the resealable sleeves from VSS didn't open up really nicely. You end up tearing the jacket a lot of times to open it up. This new adhesive that they went to, these open up just fine. You can open and close it, all you want, and it's not going to damage the sleeve at all. So you're still able to pull the jacket out if you want to. So these are the ones I use. Like I said, you just peel off the tape there and stick it down. It holds the album just fine. There is another option though. They have the sleeves that have these flaps on them, so you can actually slide the album in there, fold the flap over, and then slide the flap inside. I will say that I'm not a big fan of these, just because the album, if it's a heavier album, tends to pull on the bottom of this a little bit too much and doesn't really protect it fully the way that the resealable ones do. I know quite a few people that really prefer these flaps over the resealable ones, but like I said, I've tried them a couple of times. I just really prefer the ones that seal on there a little better. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Make sure you drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about using these inner and outer sleeves. To be completely honest, like I said earlier, is it necessary to have and use inner and outer sleeves? I'd say yes and no. Yes, definitely you want to have something on the inside to protect the album itself. As far as outer sleeves go, I think there's a little bit more of a question there, but drop me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Like always, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. That's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.